RBs come and go, bruh, but Saquon's here to stay, which is great news because Barkley has been playing great this season. I mean, in week 1 versus a playoff level team in the Tennessee Titans, Saquon ran for 164 yards while helping carry this Giants team to a victory. And that's not even mentioning the 30 yards he got receiving wise, plus the 4-yard TD run that helped sway the momentum of that game. And he would follow up that week 1 game with another amazing outing, this time in New York versus the Carolina Panthers, where even though he didn't reach the 100-yard threshold for rushing, just the threat of him being a danger in the backfield again was enough to help the Giants. And I'm saying he's back to his old self because ever since getting hurt with an ankle injury back in week 3 of his second season, he'd kind of been off. Don't get me wrong, he would finish year 2 off great. In fact, his first 2 years are arguably his best in the NFL. And we can't forget to take into account the 3 spectacular seasons Barkley had at Penn State, which is in the Big Ten Conference where the comp is so high. And in each of the 3 years at Penn State, he was able to rack up like 1,000 yards in every season while having arguably 2 Heisman level years. And he was like near perfect in this 3-year span, especially the last 2 years where he had a total of 43 touchdowns in his sophomore and junior year, while ending his college career with almost 4,000 rushing yards from the time he arrived at Penn State. But it really got bad for Barkley in the 2020 COVID year, where he only played 2 games before tearing his ACL versus the Chicago Bears. And we as NFL fans know that we wouldn't see him take the field in a regular season game again until exactly 367 days later. Or for those who don't know how a calendar works, that would be like a year and 2 days. And the only time we saw Saquon in that period was in that Okio's yogurt ad where he's able to take all the groceries inside in one trip. Awesome ad. And it's not easy for anybody to come back to form after tearing an ACL, especially running backs who have one of the shortest lifespans in the NFL. And even though he was technically back last year in 2021, he just wasn't the same guy who got drafted 2nd overall in 2018. As statistically speaking, it was Barkley's worst year when you take out the ACL season, obviously. And before we continue with the video, how about making sure to like and subscribe to the channel, as we're on the road to 200. Let's see if we can get there before Thanksgiving, Anyway, in 2021, Saquon only had like 2 TDs on the ground that year in 13 games and only got like 500-ish rushing yards, which is around half of what he's used to getting, at least before the ACL injury. So it seems that after grinding in the gym and working hard in the summer of 2022, Saquon is ready to show the world that he deserves to be considered the best RB in the league again. And I could personally say that I saw this coming even a few months back, because I went out on a limb and drafted the dude in the 2nd round of fantasy. So yeah, I believed in him from the get-go or whatever. And if you need any fantasy football advice from a guy who finishes in 7th place out of a 12-man league, then I'm right here. Just saying. Anyway, that's about it for now. See y'all next time. Deuces.